In this tutorial, we are going to break down the 5 core HTTP methods: get, post, put, patch, and delete, using a simple library analogy. By the end of this session, you will understand exactly how data moves across the web without needing to write a single line of code. Let's start with get. Imagine walking down the aisle and using a magnifying glass to read a book's spine. You are gathering information, location, title, status, but the book stays exactly where it is on the shelf. Get is strictly for reading, it never moves or alters the resource. In API terms, get API books retrieves data safely without modifying anything on the server. Because get is safe and read-only, browsers can cache or save the results. Look at the diagram. Instead of driving all the way to the server, the cloud, every time, your computer keeps a local photocopy. This makes repeated searches instant, just like a librarian handing you a copy they already have on the desk. Next is post. If get is reading, post is writing. Imagine sitting at a desk with a blank sheet of paper. You are about to submit new data to create a fresh entry. The URL post API books tells the server, I have new information. Please add it to the collection. This action changes the state of the system. Let's look at another example. Post is like filling out a membership form at the library front desk. You aren't looking up old info, you are registering something entirely new. When you send a request to post API members, you are initiating the creation of a new record in the database. What happens after you submit that form? The server generates an identity. Just like a librarian stamps a new barcode onto a book, the API returns a unique ID, in this case, 101. This ID becomes the permanent address for that specific resource, allowing you to find it later. Now we move to updates, starting with put. Be careful here, put is a total replacement. Imagine taking an old, worn-out book and swapping it entirely for a brand new purple edition. The URL put API books 123 targets a specific item. If you don't send every single piece of data, the missing parts get erased. Think of put as a library swap. You are replacing the old edition with a new one entirely. The old content is gone. If the new book doesn't have a summary page, the summary is gone forever. Missing fields are cleared. You must send the full representation of the resource. On the left, our original book has a title, author, ISBN, and summary. If we send a put request with only the title and author, look at the result on the right. The summary is wiped clean. In REST, missing equals empty when using put. This is where patch comes in to save the day. You aren't rewriting the whole book. You're just correcting a typo or updating a price. Visualize patch as sticking a yellow note on a page. You are changing one detail, the price, without replacing the whole book. The endpoint patch API books 101 is highly efficient because it transmits only the changed data, saving time and bandwidth. The efficiency difference is massive. Look at the truck on the left. Sending a full 50 kilobytes object via put clogs the network. Now look at the paper airplane on the right. Patch sends a tiny 0.1 kilobyte delta. It flies swiftly because it only carries the specific change, like price, 19.99. Finally, we have delete. This method permanently destroys a specified resource. The target delete API books 42 tells the server to remove the record for book number 42. After this, if you try to get that book again, the server will return a 404 not found error. The resource is gone. Think of this as archiving. When you use delete, you are pulling the index card out of the catalog drawer. The physical shelf might still exist, but the entry is removed. The system no longer knows the book is there. It is effectively invisible to the application. You have completed the REST API tutorial covering all 5 core HTTP methods: get, post, put, patch, and delete using simple library analogies. You are now ready to apply these concepts to real-world applications and projects.